It is Wednesday. I am not going to forget again this week to talk about statistical leaders. Now, since I did this on Sunday, I'm not going to get into all the same statistical leaders league wide. I will discuss scoring. I will discuss defensemen too. Rantanen still leads the way in scoring, 5 goals, 19 assists, but Connor McDavid's close behind at 10 goals, 12 assists. We know McDavid's probably going to end up winning the Art Ross. Nathan McKinnon, 11 goals, 10 assists. Bergeron, 7 goals, 13 assists. He's equal with Malkin there. And Shabbat, 4 goals and 16 assists. So going from the fact Shabbat has 20 points, let's get into defensemen. Shabbat, those 20 points lead defenseman, and he's been very impressive this year. He really has. So while we can talk about dumpster fires, tire fires, whatever you want to call the Ottawa Senators organization in general, the players on the ice have done well. And last night was an example of how to answer the whole social media circus that we had yesterday. And a perfect way to answer it is by going out there playing well and winning. It's a really good way to silence everybody. Brent Burns, 3 goals, 15 assists on the blue line for him. Morgan Riley, 6 goals, 12 assists for him. John Carlson, 5 goals and 11 assists. And Mark Giordano, 2 goals, 13 assists, 15 points for him. Ice time. Drew Doughty has an even 27 minutes to lead defenseman on the blue line. Following him is Seth Jones in Columbus with 26 minutes and 10 seconds. Ryan Suter, 26 minutes and 5 seconds. Keith Yandel, surprisingly, 26 minutes and 4 seconds. And Oliver Clefbaum, Oscar Clefbaum, sorry. Not sure. Anyways, 25 minutes and 56 seconds for Clefbaum. And the much maligned Edmonton defense is, I honestly think, better than what they get credit for. Not that the last couple of games will help with that perception, of course, but I do think Clefbaum's having a bounce back season. I think Larson is too, but we'll see, right? Hits leaders: Carrier in Vegas, 71. Reeves in Vegas, 57. This is the devastating 1-2 punch that I knew they'd have with hits this year when they kept Reeves. Lucic, 51 hits. Haig, 48. And Como and Ferland both have 47. So it's interesting to notice how interesting to take note of how Carrier has 71. And I have to say, anytime you watch a Vegas game, they struggle to score. Absolutely, they have real problems around the net. But Carrier knows how to lay out hits. He will give you probably at least one highlight reel hit every game, and generally he's a clean hitter too. Now, goaltenders, save percentage, Halak has a 952, Rinne 948, Grice a 940 save percentage, Varlamov 936, and Vasilevsky's at 935. For the record, Gibson's at 933 now. So we're starting to see Pekka Rinne take his place as a Vezina favorite right now. Again, still. I would say Halak if I thought he had any shot at it, but he really doesn't. Doesn't play enough games. Rinne will. If Rinne can keep numbers anywhere near that, yeah, he has an excellent chance at repeating his Vezina winner this year. Shots against. So who's facing the most shots? Craig Anderson has faced 508 in Ottawa, followed by John Gibson in Anaheim with 460, Henrik Lundqvist 411, Freddie Anderson 394, and Jimmy Howard with 372. So there's some blue lines that are, some blue lines need some work, and some teams that are just allowing a lot of shots. Games started, so who's in danger of wearing out their goaltender? Anderson has started 13 out of 15, Gibson 13 out of 16, Fleury 13 out of 15, Anderson 13 out of 15, and Lundqvist 12 out of 15. So both Freddie Anderson and Craig Anderson have started 13 out of 15 for their respective teams. And if those numbers keep up over a full season, you're looking at about 70 games. So I would expect some of these guys to start getting some rest, but it'll be interesting to see around mid-season who are saying, yeah, you might want to give your goaltender a couple of nights off, because that is a problem. Goals for per game. Who's scoring the most? Washington, 3.8. Colorado 3.7, and Tampa Bay at 3.6. Goals against per game leading the way. Nashville 2.1. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Put it down, you're not. Boston 2.2 and Arizona 2.2. And we're all surprised by Arizona being one of the top 3 in goals against in the NHL. Shots for per game. Oh boy, Carolina 41.6. It's a record. That is a record, and if they maintain that all year, they will set a record for the most shots in a season by a team, and it won't matter if they miss the playoffs. San Jose, 36.7. Florida, 34.8. Shots against per game. This is where it gets worse. Carolina's only allowing 24.3 shots per game. They're outshooting their opponents by 17.3 shots per game, and they're losing more than half their games. Vegas, 24.9 shots against, and San Jose, 28.5 shots against. So, two of the three top defenses in the league for allowing the fewest shots, currently not playoff teams. Penalty minutes. The Winnipeg Jets lead the league with 205. The least belong to Pittsburgh with 89. So there's a huge difference between top and bottom of team penalty minutes. Power play goals, again, a huge difference here. St. Louis has 16. Vegas has 6. 6 for the Vegas Golden Knights. So you look at all the stats where Vegas is on the board, and anything that involves scoring, there's a dearth of scoring there. Power play goals against, Arizona's only allowed 4 this season, and Philadelphia's allowed 17. So that's where special teams absolutely make a difference in terms of who's winning and who's losing. But there you go. So just some statistical looks at where we are going into week 5 of the NHL, and some very interesting names that are on the list, and some familiar ones that are starting to get towards the top. And of course, with defensemen, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Erik Karlsson, still nowhere to be found on here. He's got 7 assists. He's not even close to the top 5 defensemen. But let me know who surprises you most on this list, who you think's gonna drop or rise, or any other stats that we can cover on this when we do the weekly look at the stats. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.